May I present to you Sir Lego Lover 117, collector of Thomas and Friends Home Media. Ta-da! Hello! I don't know what that intro was. Hey everybody, welcome back to Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews. Today's episode's on King of the Railway. That was really fast. How did I say that? How did I say that without stuttering? I don't know what's up with me right now. It is really late. I don't have school tomorrow, so let's do this. Don't know why that information was necessary. This is going to be a bad one. Anyway, that senseless intro out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the history section of King of the Railway. So King of the Railway was first released back in September of 2013 on both DVD and Blu-ray. However, King of the Railway did get a universal reprint, I believe somewhere around like 2015, 2014 maybe. I'm not too sure about the dates. Well actually, it's a funny story. My friend, Matt, HTJT Hero the Japanese Train, he found a copy of King of the Railway at his local Walmart a couple years ago, and he was like, hey man, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, I don't have King of the Railway. And then he never sent it to me. I'm not even sure if we bought it. If he did, I guess he forgot to send it to me, and personally, I kind of forgot that he had it if he bought it. But then I got King of the Railway in a lot off of eBay, and it's a Lionsgate print. It's not a universal print, so it has a slipcover and all that cool stuff. So I was like, hey, Matt, if you did buy it, you can keep it. And he's like, okay, I bought it, and I'm going to keep it. I was like, all right, cool, dude. So that's how I know it got a reprint, because I saw it. I saw it with me own eyes. Unless Matt did some clever Photoshop while he was in the Walmart that he was in, that he found the King of the Railway in, then I got duped. So with that story out of the way and the history section out of the way, let's go ahead and move on into the close-up section of King of the Railway. Alrighty everyone, here's your close-up look at King of the Railway. One of the best Thomas specials, maybe? I mean, I'm not really sure. A really, really good Thomas special, but really not one of the best, but I still really like it. All new movie up there on the top, Thomas and Friends King of the Railway, the movie. Still don't know why they need to put the movie under all of the special titles. I mean, they've been doing that since the Great Discovery, and I think it's stupid, to be honest. Thomas on the front cover there with Stephen right next to him, one of the strongest new characters ever introduced into Thomas and Friends. And the best thing about this is the fact that it's embossed. So I could just rub my hand on Thomas's nose right there, and I can feel it. I can poke his eyes out. I can touch Stephen's face right there too. I don't know what this has turned into, but I really like this poster art. It's really, really nice. On the side, Hit Entertainment logo, Thomas and Friends, King of the Railway, the movie. Portrait of Thomas, distributed by Lionsgate. On the back, it's the Royal Event of the Year. UPC code right there, blurb. Meet new friends Stephen, Millie, Connor, and Caitlin. So there's Thomas, Stephen, and Millie, but no Connor and Caitlin. And the Earl of Sodor, right there. Your bonus features include the Search for the Lost Crown, which is a game. It's going to be a great day. Music, video, Searching Everywhere, which is also a music video. Working Together, which is a music video, and Guess Who puzzles. So you get 3 music videos and 1 game, and some Guess Who puzzles on there as well. Link to the Thomas and Friends website, as well as tech specs on the bottom, along with an FBI warning. And, as per usual with these specials, slipcover. So, it's exactly the same underneath, except up here it says feature-length movie, while on this, it says all-new movie. It really is a big difference there. Other than that, it's pretty much all the same. Yeah, pretty much all the same. Open this up. We do have a pamphlet to look at here, as well as an advertisement to subscribe to the Thomas and Friends magazine. Get a few issues of that free. I've never done that, so I'm going to put that there. Here's your pamphlet. Same poster art as the front, except there's a red outline around it. Inside, advertisements for the wooden railway products tying into King of the Railway. And if I'm going to be honest, the wooden railway sets that tied into King of the Railway were really good. Like this castle set, this is really spectacular. And then this mine, this like Steven at the mine set, I really like this too, even though it's just a figure eight, but it's still really cool. Take and play advertisement as well. I was never into take and play, so I didn't really care for that stuff. Trackmaster stuff was also pretty good. You've also got some books, you know, because they want the kids to read nowadays. Mega Blocks, and an advertisement for Thomas and Friends apps. And if we fold this up and take a look at the back, it's another one of those advertisements for Thomas being a part of the Little Big Club, which you can catch at your local Hard Rock Hotel, which I don't have one of those locally, so I'm willing to bet that you don't either. Here's your disc, squished up version of the poster art as usual, and still has hooks, which I still find very odd. So that is your close-up view at King of the Railway. Let's go ahead and jump into our menu tour of King of the Railway. Hey everybody, welcome to the menu tour for King of the Railway. You can barely see that. Again, I'm filming all these menu tours on the exact same day, and my dog is barking downstairs, so this menu tour is off to a great start. Anyway, this menu has already started off looking way more professional than a lot of the other menus in this series over the past year. We have animation for the menu. Yay, and it's in widescreen like this movie is. Yay, we won't see the TV series take on a widescreen aspect ratio until the tail end of season 17, so there's something to look forward to. Yeah, I really like this menu design. It's really cool and engaging. We have play, scenes, setup, and extras. New things to say. Wow, I'm so excited. Yeah. Scenes. What are the scenes we have? They're just 6 scenes because the movie is only like an hour, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Rheneas is looking a little awkward there in scene 6. Oh, wait, no. There's a next feature. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We have 12 scenes, guys. Wow, that's a lot, actually. To the main menu, accidentally pushed back and not main menu. Setup. What do we have for setup? English 5.1 Dolby Digital. English stereo, French stereo, and Spanish stereo. Those are different than what I usually say in the menu tours because I usually just say English, Spanish, and French. But now, if you have a Dolby Digital surround sound system, you can watch this in English 5.1 Dolby Digital surround sound. Isn't that cool? Extras. What do we have? The Search for the Lost Crown. It's going to be a great day. Searching everywhere and working together. Those are all music videos. And Guess Who puzzles. So, we're going to play the Search for the Lost Crown game and see if it can hold up against the amazing Biff Bash Bosh game, which is basically just bowling with barrels. I've referenced that in, I think, every single HMR since Sticky Situations, but that's just because that game is amazing.
The first clue is, if your steamer isn't steaming, go to this place so Victor can get you back on track. Is it Sodor Steamworks, Ulfstead Castle, or Brendam Docks?
Alright, so I think we're given clues and we have to go to different locations. So, if your steamer isn't steaming, go to where Victor can fix you. Victor works at the docks, right?
Correct. Victor fixes engines at the steamworks. Here's your next clue to help Thomas find the crown. After a long day's work, where should you and the steamies go to sleep for the night? Tidmouth Sheds?
Wellsworth Sheds with Edward and Philip. Oh wait, Edward's dead, never mind.
The Earl of Sodor needs help to rebuild Ulfstead Castle. Where should you go to find lots of rocks? In the country? You were right. Rocks are found at the Blue Mountain Quarry. And that's where the crown was hidden.
Well, that game was kind of simple. It was okay. It was kind of a stock standard kind of game. I expected a special, nonetheless, to have a better game than that. Kind of disappointed with that, to be honest. But I'm not disappointed with this special, because this special, spoiler alert, I think it's better than Tale of the Brave. But we'll get into that when we head on back and answer the 5 main questions, as always. Do you guys like that segue? I sure did. Okay, so we're back from the close-up, and now it's time to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? If it was a few years ago, I'd say check your stores because it got reprinted, but it's not. It's 2018, so I'm not sure.
I'd say online retailers. eBay's mainly your best bet. Amazon probably has it, but Amazon probably doesn't have it for a good deal. Watch, as soon as I put this HMR out, Universal is going to reprint it, and it's going to immediately put this out of date. You watch, it'll happen. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? No, it is not. Number 3, should you pick this product up? I kind of teased last week that I have strong feelings about King of the Railway, and I do. I really like this special. I think it introduces some of the best newer characters of the newer CGI Thomas generation, that being Stephen, the Earl of Sodor, and to an extent Millie. Millie's alright. Connor and Caitlin were kind of unnecessary, and they really did nothing in this special, but they became more relevant over time. Caitlin even got her own story this season. Same with Connor, except he was a co-star in Bill or Ben. But just in context of this special, Connor and Caitlin really did nothing. But Stephen and the Earl are some of my favorite newer characters. The Earl is just so fun. He's like that old grandfatherly character who just loves everything and will give you anything you want for your birthday. Like, oh, here you go, son. Have a castle for your birthday. Like, oh, thanks, Granddad. His dynamics with Sir Topham Hatt, he is so hilarious, and Sir Topham Hatt is sometimes so stone cold serious, and Sir Topham Hatt just kind of has to go along with what the Earl's planning. It's a fun dynamic. Stephen also has a really cool basis. I love the fact that Thomas and Friends went back in history and said, hey, let's introduce a character who's an older steam engine. And we got Stephen. He's a Stephenson's rocket. Yeah, I know there's a Stephenson's rocket model in Thomas and the Great Railway Show or something that looks very similar to it, but I don't care. I don't read the Railway series. This is the first time it happened. So, Stephen, Earl, somewhat Millie, she has Lady's Whistle. That's a cool little Easter egg. Already, King of the Railway has better, newer characters than Tale of the Brave does. Also, King of the Railway feels more coherent. A lot of people say that, King of the Railway just feels like 4 episodes smashed together. There's nothing connecting it. Well, actually, there is. There's the through-line plot thread of the Earl's Castle, and that is the plot thread that brings all of these separate stories together. The castle is the main focal point at the beginning and the end of this movie. And everything that's in the middle of this movie works towards building up that castle. I'm trying to stop myself from talking about Tale of the Brave here because I don't want to spoil that HMR. Spoiler alert, I don't like it very much. So we're just going to continue talking about King of the Railway. This feels more coherent than a lot of people say, at least to me. The castle is what keeps everything together. And also, this movie is nostalgic for me. This movie was what got me back into seeing Thomas and Friends. I can remember back in like November or so of 2013, me, a little youngin' Lego lover, who was only about 14 at this time, he had just gotten onto Skype, and he had just made friends with a few folks in the TWRC, and one of them, I think it was it Jake? I think it was Jake. He said, hey dude, have you seen the new Thomas movie? I'm like, no, I don't watch the TV show. That's right, I pulled an MPS, I stopped watching the TV show. But then he said, dude, you gotta check it out. It's actually really good. And I was a little apprehensive. I don't think I had seen Blue Mountain Mystery yet, so I didn't know that the older stuff could actually be good. I'd seen Day of the Diesels, and I didn't really care for it, but I wasn't watching like the regular show at this point, so I didn't know season 17 was good. I didn't know King of the Railway was good. And after I think I saw the UK version of King of the Railway first before I saw the US dub, I loved it. I was like, this is what I want Thomas to be. This is good. The dialogue feels natural. The engines aren't speaking like robot babies, to quote Vinnie Smith there. Everything feels like the Thomas universe. And that's what I like in these Thomas movies. I want it to feel like the Thomas universe. Something that I think the later movies have kind of strayed away from. Journey Beyond Sodor. Look, I like Journey Beyond Sodor, but it doesn't feel like the Thomas universe at all. Anyway, King of the Railway. It's a good movie. I recommend it. It's not my favorite of the specials. However, I do enjoy watching it every now and then. And also, before I move on, just the poster art. The poster art is amazing, and the DVD slip cover is so nice and elegant. I wish I had my hands on the Blu-ray, though, with the slipcover. That would complete my life. But at the time of this recording, I don't have the King of the Railway Blu-ray yet. Who knows? I could have bought it, like 2 months later and then inserted it into the close-up, so then this makes no sense. So if I did do that, then fooled you. I do have the King of the Railway Blu-ray. But if I didn't, then when I eventually get the King of the Railway Blu-ray, expect a supplemental on it. There's one of two ways this could go. So number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. I personally bought mine in a lot. It had some things I didn't need, and it had another thing that I did need, so it was worth it. And number 5, what price should you pay? This release isn't that rare. You can find rips of it on YouTube, so you really don't even need to buy the DVD. In fact, that's what I did. For a while in 2014, I had stopped buying the DVDs, and I was perfectly fine with just having all of the specials as rips on my computer. But then I realized I like physical media, so then I started buying the DVDs again. And now look at me! I've created a YouTube series off of it. Yay! Anyway, going back to prices, the Blu-ray, people try to sell it for like $30. It's not worth that. I'd say the Blu-ray is worth like $10, $15, and then the regular DVD version, if you can find it with the slipcover, probably worth about the same, but if you can find it without it, then probably 10. So that's the HMR on King of the Railway. Once again, not my favorite Thomas special, but it probably makes it in the top 5. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably number 5. So next week we have a Christmas release! Woo, isn't that great? It's freaking April and we're talking about Christmas releases. That's because they do one for every season now. Like they've been doing since season 13, I believe. But before we go, I want to mention one thing. Guys, I don't normally pimp out my other content on HMR. HMR is kind of the series that stands by itself. I don't really talk about the extra videos I put out on Thursdays. And if you guys only watch my channel for the HMRs, you probably don't know I put out extra content on Thursdays. This stuff ranges from Thomas Wooden Railway reviews, to Roblox, to what our Skype calls are like, to Let's Plays, to whatever video I feel like putting out. That's what Thursdays are for. And I really hate doing this. I really hate asking you guys to watch something, but this Thursday is when the first story from my remastered season 1 of my old Wooden Railway series, that's right, I used to do a series called Thomas and Friends Engine Adventures, is going to air. The first story of the remastered season 1 is going to air this Thursday. It's called Fergus Takes the Express. I would really appreciate it. Sorry, I just took 10 minutes to say appreciate. I would appreciate it if you guys went over and gave it a shot. I would appreciate it if you guys gave it at least one view. Because I worked really hard on this remastered season 1. This has been a year and a half of production, and I'm finally glad that it's over, and I'm finally glad that you guys are getting to see this. So I really hope that you can find it in your heart. You can find it in your precious time. Just hop over on Thursday and check out that story. I think it's really good. I think it's one of the best stories I've ever written personally, and I hope you guys check it out. I really do. I don't want this series to bomb, get 100 views and that's it, and just completely fail, so it feels like I put in all that effort for nothing. Give it a watch. Give it a watch. It's me, for Christ's sake. If you like HMR, I think you'll like my series. It has pretty much the same humor. I mean, it is me writing it after all. So that's it for this HMR. Again, I don't like advertising on this on HMR. Like I said, HMR is kind of like the series that stands on its own, and the Thursday videos kind of piggyback off of HMR, but I have a larger viewer base for HMR, and that reflects in the view count. So I just want you guys to know that I put out extra stuff on Thursdays, and it would really make me happy if you watched the first story of Remastered Season 1. You don't even have to watch the whole series, just episode 1, and then see if you like it, and then maybe check out episode 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and so on. Again, I really don't like advertising on this show, but I don't want this to be for nothing. I worked really hard on this series. I think it's one of my best creations, and I hope you guys like it too. So next week, Santa's Little Engine. Thank you all for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.
And my dog is barking downstairs, so this mini tour is off to a great start. Max! Shut up!
Number 2 is a spark. Yeah. I had a stroke. Hang on.